Hi everyone, my name is Rien. I work as a full-time graphic designer, and in this video I want to give my portfolio some love. I want to walk through how my portfolio was set up, maybe give you guys some tips and ideas on how to improve your portfolio or how to make your portfolio. And I also haven't updated my portfolio with current work that I've done in the past few months, so I want to do that with you guys in real time. So before we dive into my portfolio, I want to talk about the first step that I did when creating my portfolio, and that's figuring out my personal brand. I think that this is an important step because your personal brand affects how your portfolio is going to look like, how it's going to feel like, and how it's all set up. Your personal brand is kind of like an outfit that influences what other people's first impression of you is going to be. So how I approach this is I listed values and characteristics that I have that I want to highlight in my portfolio and how I present myself. For me, a few of those words are I want to be perceived as someone who is smart, someone who's thoughtful, approachable, simple, and creative and artistic. And then I translated that into a visual representation of those traits. For example, the main fonts that I use are Freight and Degular because combined together they both look very sophisticated and intelligent, but still very approachable and kind of youthful. I also have pops of lavender in my personal branding against more like neutral backgrounds because that represents my simplistic outlook philosophy on design, but also again that approachableness, creativity, artistic side. So those are just a few examples of how I translated my values and characteristics into my personal brand. So let's dive into my portfolio. So this is my portfolio, this is where the magic happens, and as you can see, it's super simple. There are only 4 web pages within my website. So the pages are home, work, blog, and contact. I like to think of the home page as sort of a one-pager that is a bait for other people to stay on your website and to be interested and intrigued. There's a photo of me. There's also a sentence about me that I think summarizes what I do and who I am. Underneath, there's a bit more information, but still very short and simple. Reading this blurb, I think that it can be worded better. I think it's quite wordy. And down here, we have my best projects. I only included 4. Like I said, I want the homepage to be really simple and representative of the entire website. I want people to land on here and already have an idea of who I am and the kind of work that I do. With the homepage, I don't think that there's much that I need to change, but I am gonna change this blurb. So much simpler, easier to understand, less wordy. And also one thing that I wanted to highlight, it's very nitpicky. Earlier in the previous version, I wrote education before work experience. I think in the field of work that I do, work experience trumps education. So I just switched the order around and put graphic design work experience first before education. So moving on to the second page of my website. So this is the work page. This is where all my projects live. And when you click on the work tab, you are just brought to a gallery of the different projects that I have. I really try and include only the best work that I've done. I think that's really important to curate your portfolio to represent your very best. Each project is a page that's more fleshed out and explaining what the project actually was and my role within the project. So like I said, I really try to include only the best work that I've done. So I'm actually gonna take out this coral gaze project that I did for school when I was on exchange in Australia. Even though I'm super proud of this project, I just think that the style and just the aesthetic isn't exactly as elevated as I want it to be, and it's not the kind of work that I want to do going forward. Now I'm going to update it with a project that I recently worked on for work. I finished creating the page for the project that I want to add into my portfolio, which is the Core Nudes campaign for TKEES, the brand that I currently work for. It follows the same layout as all of my other project pages. So you have the title, the area of work that I did, which is graphic design, a blurb of what the project is, and the year, and then some credits over here. Because this project was kind of a big launch for the brand and there were a lot of different moving parts that I took part in, I kind of picked the best of what I did and tried to categorize it based on the channel. So I have social media, email, and ads. Alright, now moving on to the third page of my website, which is my blog section. Now it's totally up to you and your objectives and your goals, but I've always enjoyed having a blog, kind of writing and taking pictures and posting it on the internet. The kinds of posts that I publish always tie back into those values and characteristics that I defined for myself when I first started making my portfolio. And scrolling through, I don't think that there's anything that I want to change on my blog page, so we're good. The last page on my website is the contact page. Now that I'm looking at it, it kind of follows the layout of the home page, where there's a Polaroid and then there are a few words, lots of negative space, very simple, and then a divider. So on here, I added this quote. This is a quote by Alan Moore, and I added this because I think it encapsulates my design philosophy and why I do what I do. I love being a graphic designer and being creative because it just beautifies the world and makes it a better place. And then under here I have a call to action. Let's create beauty together. Send an email to my email. Having these little clips of who you are and your personality really makes your portfolio stand out and different from other portfolios. I don't want to change anything on this page as well. I think it's good. And then under here is just a longer paragraph of me. If people want to know more about me, I'm sure that I can rework this to make it better and to rephrase it. So I'm actually going to do that right now. So that is my portfolio go through / update. If you have any questions for me, please leave a comment down below, or you can also DM me on Instagram at Rien Bautista. If you like this video and you don't want to miss more, please give this video a like and also subscribe. I never tell you guys to subscribe, but please do. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great, lovely day, week, month, and life, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!